Israel has uncovered even more evidence of UNRWA's complicity with terror groups in Gaza. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says the UN agency is totally infiltrated with Hamas and must be replaced.
Well, Secretary of State Antony Blinken is heading back to the region as the U.S. continues to push for a Palestinian state. CBN Middle East correspondent Julie Stahl reports.
Israeli soldiers in Khan Younis discovered weapons hidden inside bags belonging to UNRWA as they destroyed an Islamic Jihad workshop for building weapons. Inside the bags were Kalashnikov rifles and hand grenades. This discovery adding more evidence of UNRWA's relationship with terror groups. A number of countries temporarily stopped aid to the organization after Israel presented evidence that some 1,200 UNRWA workers are affiliated with terror groups in Gaza and that 12 UNRWA workers participated in the Hamas massacre on October 7th.
UNRWA is totally infiltrated with Hamas. It has been in the service of Hamas and its schools and in many other things.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu met with a delegation of UN ambassadors who came to see for themselves the evidence of the attack on Israel.
I say this with great regret because we hope that there would be an objective and constructive body to offer aid. We need such a body today in Gaza. The UNRWA is not that body. It has to be replaced by some organization or organizations that will do that job.
Meanwhile, the U.S. is keeping up the push for a Palestinian state as a solution to the conflict ahead of Secretary of State Blinken's visit to Israel this week.
We are actively pursuing the establishment of an independent Palestinian state with real security guarantees for Israel, because we do believe that is the best way to bring about lasting peace and security for Israel, for Palestinians, and for the region.
That principle was enshrined in the Oslo Accords between Israel and the Palestine Liberation Organization 30 years ago. But it's a non-starter for Israel today. Legal analyst Maurice Hirsch says the accords never had a chance because the Palestinians didn't consider them peace agreements.
The PLO never gave up on what it said was its 10-point plan. This was a plan that it adopted already in the 1970s that says we will take any territory given to us and then use that territory as a basis to continue attacking Israel and to bring about its ultimate demise.
Meanwhile, National Security Council spokesman John Kirby told the Jewish Federation that hostage negotiations are going in the right direction as both sides consider a proposal for an extended ceasefire and phased return of the hostages. Julie Stahl, CBN News, Jerusalem.
Let me add yet another history lesson to this piece, and that is what happened in 2004. So this is under the Bush administration. Great hope that if Israel would withdraw from Gaza, Israel had invaded, had taken over because of the number of terror attacks coming out of Gaza. So Israel agreed to give up and completely withdraw. In addition, they evacuated every Jewish person in Gaza. About 8,000 people had to leave their homes, their businesses. They had to leave. In the aftermath of that, the Bush administration thought, well, we'll have free and open elections, and an Arab Spring will burst forth, and the Palestinian people will want peace, and they'll want to dwell in peace with Israel after Israel has done such a wonderful thing of withdrawing and giving over to them their land. What did the people of Gaza do? They elected Hamas. We have to keep these lessons in mind. Until the ideology changes, all we're doing is throwing money at a problem that continues to use that money as fuel for more terror attacks. Please understand this. This isn't something brand new. It's been going on for 75 years. How long does the international community have some kind of responsibility for paying for refugees? They're no longer refugees. They're being put into these refugee camps as a prop. They're being manipulated by their own leaders. They could have had a hope. They could have had a future. They could have had a life. All of the money spent in Gaza could have been put into water systems, into power systems, into things that would make their people happy, that would provide progress and prosperity for everyone in Gaza. What did they do with it? Well, they built rockets and tunnels and thought of ways to kill Jews. We should never fund that. And until the ideology changes, people in Gaza shouldn't come with their hand out to anybody. The humanitarian crisis there is completely their own making.